Well, hey, it's Ricky with the perfect blade. I don't know about y'all, but I've had enough of the holidays. It's chaotic, it's too busy, it keeps me out of my shop, so I had to sneak away, sharpen some knives, lock the door, and that's my happy place is the shop, and I'm sharpening knives. Appreciate you clicking on my video. If you don't mind, click like and subscribe, help me build my channel. I love sharpening knives. I love sharing videos of sharpening knives. And if you're a knife sharpener, subscribe, comment, so I can follow you, because I always learn something watching somebody sharpen, other people sharpen. I just love to do that. But this is the last knife of the day. And I saved it because one of the complaints of people that have their knives sharpened say, yeah, they were sharp when I started, but they didn't stay sharp long, or I can't get my knife sharp. And what that is the metal at the edge of the blade, at the cutting edge of the blade, has gotten too thick. So as the knife wears and sharpens, when it was new, it had the proper width. And then as the steel gets used up, it gets up in the thicker part of the knife and it just can't sharpen. So what you have to do is thin the knife down, and then it cuts back new again. I mean, it gives a better edge retention. The cut is just immaculate. I love when I thin knives and sharpen them and then cut with them. But so I'm going to bring you along with this one. I'm going to thin it, and then I'm going to sharpen it. Now, I've already done some of the thinning process just to save on the boring video, but this one was pretty bad, so I started with an 80 grit, and then I went to a 120. Sometimes I'll go up to a 400, but probably on this one, I'm just going to stay with a 120. And I normally blend with a Scotch-Brite wheel, and I've been tearing all my equipment apart and kind of refurbishing it a little bit and getting it ready for the new year. So I don't have my Scotch-Brite wheel today, and this one don't look that bad. So later I may use the Scotch-Brite belt on it, and what I'm talking about there, it just kind of blends in to where I thin it. So my process, I'm going to thin it, and then I'll keep the blade cool, dipping it in water, and then I'm going to sharpen with a Cubitron 120 grit, and then A45. Sometimes I use A30, sometimes I use A45. What is the deciding factor? Well, it's which belt I'm out of, because I'm out of the A30s right now. So I do an A45 and hone it, and it'll be sharp again. So last one of the day, come on along. We'll strap our boots up, roll our sleeves up, and we'll get started, all right? I'm gonna turn the dust control on. It'll be noisy, but it's better than me sucking all that stuff in, right? All right, guys, here we go. By the way, I'm making some new platforms and all for it, and the one thing I did was cut my finger like a split hog, son. I mean, cut it to the bone, and I had cut resistant gloves laying right beside me. I just don't put them on. And then I was doing a little bit of woodwork, and I cut my stool in half with my skill saw. I wasn't paying attention. So, needless to say, I probably ought to revisit shop safety just a little bit. All right, I'm going to get back started now. Appreciate you listening. So I try to, maybe you can see that clean bevel there where the shinier metal is. I got it up about right. So the other thing that that I'm going to do now is use kind of the slack part of the belt, blend that in just a little bit so I don't have my Scotch-Brite wheel, and then I'm going to start sharpening. Bevel looks right. I know I'm the one that sharpened it, but that bevel is looking good. Up here so you can see my hand. You know, it's just personal preference, but you know, I usually bring up the burr on about 2 swipes, maybe the third, but after I thin a knife, I just go a little bit extra. You know, you don't need to, and I'm not removing that much metal, but you know, it's just one of those feelings you get. So I just lay with her. It's my own method. Nobody else's. There's 100 ways to sharpen a knife, isn't there? We all just kind of develop our own method. 845, just a couple swipes to do it. Does it? All right. We'll move on to the honing now. Get you a little bit closer. All right, we got it sharpened up now. So I'm just looking for no hesitation at the paper. I don't want the paper to crimp. And I just like to hear a good slice. All right, appreciate you watching. Please click and subscribe and stay sharp with a perfect blade.